Hi crickets! If you clicked on this video, you're probably here to learn how to be a shitty player. Well, look no further, we're about to look at 10 ways you can suck at Blade & Soul. Blade & Soul is an amazing game. It's very hard to master your class and it's very hard to do some of the dungeons and arenas. Learning everything is a big curve out of the usual MMORPG. So let's look at some ways that you can skip all of this and just suck. Number 10. Someone is fighting a mob. Are they fighting that mob next to a quest item? Are they probably on the same quest that you are on? Well, obviously you don't want to waste time having to fight mobs next to other quest items. So you should just go ahead and while they're in combat, just take it. It's not like they can stop you. Number 9. Start a boss before players gather. Also, what you can do is, as soon as the last person jumps in the room, you want to engage the boss so that he can't get dragon blood. You really want to make sure that he feels threatened the entire fight and is extremely careful and doesn't DPS well. Note that you can get bonus points if it's a daily low level dungeon and the last 2 members just joined the party. You want to make sure that the last 2 people that just came in are going to miss out on this boss and have to quit the dungeon party, then go through 3 loading screens and look for another one. You can recruit a last player right before you start the last boss, because someone is probably queuing for this dungeon if it's a daily. So just recruit and start the boss as soon as he joins the party. Number 8. Leave. Now there are 3 points I'd like to cover here. Number 1 is leave battlegrounds at the start because you didn't like something. That could be anything. You don't like the lineup, you don't like the opponents, you don't like the ranks, someone is low Hung Moon level. Just go. The second one is leave arena tag match parties after a defeat. Now, this is very situational. You want to do this if the people you got paired with did good, like they did pretty awesome. It was a close match, but the result was still a defeat. Now obviously, since you lost, you don't want to play with them anymore. You don't want to try the same lineup again, and they're probably gonna lose again, so you don't want to do that. Just abandon them. And the third option here is the one that can get you the most suckage points. It's leave a dungeon group after the first wipe. It doesn't matter if someone missed a CC, or the boss was left at 5% HP, or maybe someone accidentally pulled a bunch of mobs and someone was AFK and you got killed. You want to leave this party. I mean, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna kill the boss the next time? No, they're probably gonna leave it at 10% HP, not 5. That's what's more likely. What do these people think? That you play this game for a reasonable challenge? No, you obviously just want to enter a dungeon, clean it up, get out, onto the next one, and so on and so forth, and just finish the day. Note that you can get bonus points if you flame before leaving. Number 7. Now there are 2 branches here. Number 1 is ask for unreasonably high IP in your dungeon groups, and the other one is enter dungeons you are not ready for. Number 6. Bitch in the lobby, faction chat, clan chat, or any other global chat that some class that you can't beat is broken and needs a nerf. Obviously, if you can't outplay it, there is no other reason. Up at number 5. Bid on the loot in Heaven's Mandate, even if you didn't bring the scale. You can get a bonus point here also if you usually don't do it, but the uniform is an exception for you. Number 4. Rage out on your teammates when a boss fight is close. And I don't mean wipes, You want to make sure that if the boss's health doesn't drop as fast as the enrage timer, you call your teammates noobs, scum, then you shout out for a reset and that you're gonna go AFK. Because obviously you can't have a close run. It needs to be perfect or you can't be in this party. Number 3. Get mad and AFK because something didn't go your way. Now this can go from something like someone not quitting the dungeon after you tell them to because they're 5 AP lower than you asked for, or something like someone bidding for an item that you're bidding for. Now you can't have that, you can't have people bid for items. Obviously you need that item, and if someone else is needing it, they're trolling you. Or someone might ask for a 30 seconds AFK. You can't stand by that shit. Number 2. Bot. Now as we said before, you're not having fun playing this game. It's obviously your obligation. So one of the ways that you can get around doing a lot of the grind is use botting programs for tag match arenas. And since it's not an MMORPG where you're trying to have fun with other players, you want to make sure that you spam that bot and you get those Zen beans to buy soulstones with, regardless of the fact that you're destroying 100 or maybe more arenas for players a day. And at number 1, Lich Dungeons. Now there are 2 main ways you can do that. First one is at the start. Just queue up for a dungeon, enter, take the quest, go in the portal, and then you want to just alt tab or go do something else, because obviously you've done this dungeon a few times and you're just there for the last boss or something. So why would you clear the way? Let the peasants do that shit. You could beat your dick twice in 5 minutes. Now this is a bit tricky because you want to make sure that every minute or something you go back in game and you jump or do something so you don't get AFK marked. It's not like they can kick you anyway. Now the smarter way to do this is if you go AFK after you start the dungeon. So you go in, you do something, maybe clear the first event or kill the first boss, and then they wouldn't give up, they'd just keep going without you, so there's little to no chance of them just leaving the party. And a bonus here, you can actually go beyond this point. You can actually get to the point where people start leaving the dungeon after the first 2 or 3 bosses because they can't do it without you. And then when you're left alone as the party leader, you can recruit new, better peasants. This was 10 ways on how you can suck at Blade and Soul.